Together we rise, together we fly.
I have a question. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the things, checking off the boxes, showing up for everyone, but inside you feel a little stuck. You feel exhausted or even just off. If that's you, then welcome. This space was created with you in mind because being successful, it doesn't mean that you're not silently struggling. And today, I want to walk you through something that have changed my life and the lives of some of the individuals I had the amazing opportunity to coach. It's called Becoming Your Own BFF, bold, fulfilled, and free. Let's talk about it. Let's start out by saying, or even reminding you, that there is no one size fits all when it comes to being bold. When it comes to being bold, it's not about being loud, it's not about being reckless, but being bold enough to speak your truth. The truth that you're tired of hiding and tired of performing, tired of doing everything right, and yet sometimes still feeling something's wrong. Now, this is the moment where we can stop, and it's an opportunity to stop pretending and just say, I'm not okay. And I don't have to keep pretending that I am. Now, that kind of honesty, that's boldness. And it's the first step towards your freedom. Now, it's time for us to reclaim our identity. Could it be so many times and oftentimes, sometimes we confuse achievement with fulfillment. But guess what? Fulfillment, it's a little deeper than that. It's rooted in knowing who you are and who you are beyond the roles and the responsibilities, way beyond all of your roles and all of your responsibilities. Now, maybe somewhere along the way, you might have lost her. The you that laughed so freely, the you that dreamed boldly, and the you that believed in so much more. But guess what? Fulfillment, it starts when you begin to reconnect with that person, when you begin to reconnect and remember that your worth is not based on how productive or how perfect you are, but reminding you that you are enough. You are already enough. I'm going to say it one more time. You are enough. So, fulfillment is the fruit of living in alignment with your values and honoring what makes your soul light up, what makes your mind, your will, and your emotions light up. Now, let's talk about being free. Now, when we talk about being free, we're meaning being free from comparison, not feeling like you have to compare yourself to others, being free from fear of failure, being free from the pressure to prove. Oh my world, how often do we feel like we have to prove ourselves to others? But it's not about doing more, it's about doing what's authentic to you. And that means letting go of all of the old stories, all of the old expectations, the expectations of perfection. But being free, it's about giving yourself permission to evolve, permission to rest, and even to rise at your own pace. Being free, it's freedom. Freedom that's not about what you can do, but it's about who you get to be, who you get to become in the process. The truth is, the journey is not always pretty. Here's the real deal that most people won't say. Becoming your own BFF is not always a mountaintop experience. Some days you'll cry, some days you'll question yourself, but every single step, no matter how messy, it's still movement. You are not broken, you're just in process. And there is so much beauty in the becoming. Now, let me introduce you to an amazing woman in the Bible, and her name is Deborah. She was a powerful leader. She was a powerful leader from the book of Judges. She wasn't chasing a title, she wasn't striving for fame. She was just simply a woman who listened to God and led from that place. She sat beneath a palm tree, not on a throne, not in the spotlight, but in a place of wisdom, stillness, and divine assignment. Deborah was bold. She spoke with truth, and she spoke the truth when others stayed quiet. When the commander of the army hesitated, she didn't shrink back. She stepped forward and she said, I'll go with you. And that wasn't weakness, that was leadership. That was obedience. That was a boldness rooted in clarity. Now, Deborah was also deeply fulfilled. She wasn't performing for people, she was aligned with her purpose. She judged wisely and she even prophesied faithfully. She stayed close to God, and that brought her peace. She knew who she was. She didn't need applause. She didn't need anything else. She needed alignment. And finally, Deborah was free. She was free to lead, free to be a woman of faith and strength, free to walk in a divine calling without compromise. The freedom that Deborah walked in, it didn't just impact her, but it impacted a whole generation. She led Israel to victory and into 40 years of peace. Now that's what happens when a woman chooses to live bold, fulfilled, and free. So if you've ever doubted your voice, your strength, and even your worth, let Deborah's story let it remind you that you are already equipped, you are already chosen, and when you rise, others will too. I'm going to say that again. You are already equipped, you are already chosen, and when you rise, others will too. Now, I want to leave you with these three tips. Number one, boldness, it first begins with belief. Remember, Deborah, she didn't wait for validation. What did she do? She moved with clarity and conviction. And why? Because she believed what God said about her. Now remember, boldness is not about being loud, but it is about being aligned with your truth. Now, your belief in who you are called to be is one of the things that makes you bold. Number two, fulfillment is found in alignment and not applause. Just like Deborah's role, it wasn't glamorous, but it was purposeful. Now, fulfillment, it doesn't come from doing more, but from doing what you were meant to do. So when you're realigned with your values and your purpose, peace, it will follow. Number three. Now here's a word that we sometimes struggle with. But number three is freedom. It requires surrender. Freedom doesn't mean the absence of obstacles, but it does mean you're no longer controlled by fear, by perfection, or even by pressure. And just like Deborah, your surrender, it becomes the starting point for your rise. So when we let go, we create the space for divine direction. So here's my invitation to you. What would your life look like if you chose boldness over burnout, fulfillment over fear, and freedom over fitting in? Well, you don't have to do it alone. And if you're ready, I mean really, truly ready to live life bold, fulfilled, and free, then I want to support you. I want to support you every step of the way. You've got this, and I've got you. So if this message, if it resonated with you, be sure, feel free to like, subscribe, and even share this video with a friend or a sister who you think would benefit from it. And drop a comment below with the word BFF if you're willing, if you're desiring to say yes to becoming your boldest, most fulfilled, and free self this year. Let's grow together. So until next time, live bold, fulfilled, and free. Take care.